Hello, Cinnamon Swirl Nation. Swirlies around the globe joining us today for the next installment of Cinnamon Swirl TV. It's a matchup between your Pittsburgh Penguins Elite and the Amherst Knights. Today's starting lineups brought to you by the training table at the UPMC Lemieux Sports Complex. In net for the Penguins, number 48, Sammy Brushett. The defense, number 36, Brady Dixon, and number 34, Austin Kumnick. And your forwards, at wing, number 2, Enzo Vickers, and Vegas Golden Nate. And your center, number 22, Landon Bloom. Pens with a couple early scoring chances here in the first period against Amherst. Penguins coming off a 4-3 loss at the hands of the Ashburn Extreme, a game that went back and forth over and over and over again. So the Pens looking to improve on that result as Bloom centers one to Vickers. Amherst tries to come out the center. It's past Dixon, but defending and covering nicely is Baru, and a back check by Bloom. Dixon takes over on the left wing. He'll fire it up into the offensive zone. And the Pens will go to work. Welcome, Swirly Nation. I see 7 of you so far. Make sure you subscribe to the channel below. Welcome to everybody from upstate New York. We have friends in Buffalo. We've got friends in Jamestown. We have friends in South Dayton, New York. And we welcome all of our friends, family, everybody joining us, supporting the Amherst Knights. We do our best to give you a relatively neutral broadcast, but I am a homer. My kid plays on the Pens. So thank you guys for joining us. Please subscribe to the channel. We appreciate your support. As we have a puck frozen on the side of the Amherst net, 10:03 to play, period number 1. Pens get a line change as Schweitzer's line with Zachi comes off. He and Zachi hooked up for one in game 1. And we get Goldberg stepping to the faceoff circle. He'll center Bowen and Vickers. Back to the point, Dixon. Dixon pops it into the corner offensive zone. Goldberg tries to come off the wall. It's possessed by Amherst. They tip it forward, and they're able to gain the neutral zone where Vickers picks it off. Let me be clear, that kid was like a bull in a china shop in game number 1. Here it's a centering pass looking for Bowen. Skips over his stick, picked up by Goldberg. Goldberg carries to the left. He's yanked down on the play, no call. Amherst comes back the other direction. Dixon cuts it off at the blue line. Now it's Amherst. Amherst and Dixon do battle. Dixon wins it deeper into the zone. It's Bowen. Bowen finds it's Kumnick, and Kumnick finds a deflection. I don't know if that went off of a Penguin or if that went off of a Knight. Either way, the Pens take a 1-0 lead. You're going to see the replay in the top corner. I'm happy to bring it to you here on Cine Swirl TV. I'm going to take a look at the replay myself. Low to high play out to Kumnick. Shot comes in. I want to say it went off of a Knight in front, and that'll be a goal for 34. The A-Train, Austin Kumnick. Tickling the twine. And then the Pens lead 1-0. Let me update your scoreboard for you. Welcoming you here to City Swirl TV. Pens lead 1-0 here in the first. We got 8:45 to play. As carrying it into the offensive zone and centering one across was Lohr. Lohr tries to find Schweitzer. One shot, two shot, and he'll find the back of the net. Ryan Schweitzer. Holy guacamole, what a play that was as they drew the goaltender out of the net. Driving into the offensive zone. Oh, can I get the replay still? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. I won't get the replay, but we're going to watch the celebration twice, which is almost just as good, folks. Let's watch that celebration as Schweitzer gets the goal. And your Gwinnies take a 2-love lead. 8:35 to play in the first. The referees coming over, having a discussion with the Amherst bench. Amherst in black today. A great look on the unis, let me just say. The Amherst Knights logo across the chest and some red and white striping. Black pants, black socks with red and white stripes, and the black buckets for Amherst. Their goaltender in net to match black, red, and white pads. Your Penguins, the Pens, sporting the reverse retro. Looking much like your Pittsburgh Penguins you watch on a daily basis on AT&T Sportsnet, Root Sports, whatever they call it today, ESPN, I believe, with an NHL contract, reverse retro, the white jerseys with Pittsburgh, diagonal across the chest, the black pants with gold stripes, the white socks with black and gold stripes, and those iconic gold Pens Elite buckets. The lids, the helmets, the gold buckets of the Pens Elite. Pens lead 2-0. Amherst dumps it into the Penguin end. It'll be Kumnick getting to there first. He'll rim it around looking for Bowen. Bowen will do battle on the boards. It comes to the Amherst defenseman. He's attacked immediately, and on comes Bloom. 3-on-1 develops. He's got Vickers. He's got Bowen. He leaves it for Bowen. Bowen fires one, and a dandy of a save by the Amherst Knight netminder. Face-off coming to the left of the Amherst net. It'll be Blue with Lohr and Zachi. Foligno and Foster the defense. Shot from the point by Foligno, deflected in front by an Amherst defenseman and fought off by the goaltender. It comes out the center. Foster finds Schweitze. Schweitze with a tally already. Drives into the offensive zone. Amherst will counterattack, and back they come. Pressured immediately by Foster. And he'll force the turnover. What a play, Danny Foster on the back check. Able to force it out the center. Pressure coming from Lohr. Banked off the boards, gathered in there by Foligno. And sent in an offsides play, face off to come at neutral ice. Face off at neutral ice. It'll be one back to Dixon. Dixon looks for Kumnick. He banks it off the boards for Goldberg. Goldberg plays it through center. Into the offensive zone as the Knights try to regroup behind their own net. In after it, Bowen pressure. Forces the turnover to Dixon. Dixon, it pops over his stick. And out come the Knights into center ice. Pressured and popped past Dixon into the defensive zone. To be picked up by Kumnick. Kumnick stops behind his own net. Reverses play by himself. Banks it off the boards looking for Bowen. He's unable to get control, and firing it back in the end is a Knight defender. Unfortunately, I don't have the Amherst roster in front of me where I would try to work the player names in. So anybody joining us from Amherst, I apologize as you watch your loved one play. We're happy to have you. And if I can get a roster midway through, we'll try to work with it. Into the offensive zone for the Penguins. D-to-D play by Amherst. That's cut off by Bowen. And back through center come the Knights. I'd read the name off the back, but that had like 7 consonants and no vowels. Picked up in the Knights' end by a Knights forward. Pressured immediately by Bowen. Following on comes Baru. Baru winds, fires. His shot blocked. He tries to center one for Goldberg. 1 swipe, 2 swipes. 3 swipes a lady. He's unable to pop it by. And the Amherst Knight netminder is able to come up with a stop and a cover. And we'll have an offensive zone draw for the Penguins. Baru steps to the dot. He's got Zachi and Lohr with him. He wins it cleanly back to the point. It's Foster. Foster, Foligno. Foligno, Foster. A little alliteration for those of you who are English majors out there. Amherst fires it back through center ice. regrouping in the neutral zone, able to work it into the Penn's end where Foligno takes over. He sends it up the wall looking for his wing. He's able to find Zachy once, but Amherst cuts off the breakout pass and sends it back in, and Foster will try the opposite side. It'll come free to Baru. Baru sending it up ice. Lohr in pressure, forces it further into the Amherst zone. The Knights try to send it up the wall, and that's cut off by two Penguins. It's Lohr getting there. Lohr's pass comes the whole way through to Foster. Foster stops, looks, fires one, deflects once, and it skips just wide of the net. Picked up by Lohr, sent back to the blue line, Foligno, but it's cut off by a Knight. And back they come through center. A great play there by the Knights as they drive into the offensive zone, and we're going to get a penalty. And we're going to get hooking. Hooking, not legal on Liberty Avenue or in hockey. So we'll head to the box for 1 minute. Yes, you heard me right. 1 minute, a 12-minute period game. In USA Hockey's new rule, the penalty amount will be 1 minute to number 5, Dino, the last dinosaur, Foligno. And the Pens, his teammates, will kill this off for him. As Vickers sends it into the neutral zone, the Knights put it in, and it's an offside play. As we got a lot of twos on the ice. It's 22 Bloom and number 2 Vickers. So 2-2-2 up front. Some threes on the back end, 34 Kumnick, 36 Dixon. I'm telling you what, if you're not one of the 10 people watching right now, you are missing out on some A-plus television. As Bloomer drives through center, 1-on-2, into the offensive zone, cuts to the right, weaving through, firing one. That's fought off by the defenseman. In behind, it's Vickers. Vickers centers one, unable to get it through. Bloom will send it all the way through the crease, back to Kumnick, and the Pens have some short-handed pressure. 22 seconds left on the penalty kill, matching the number of the kid who peels off the wall and centers one for Vickers. Back to the point, it's Kumnick. Kumnick possesses, dumps it in, and gets Bloom again. It's all Penguins short-handed here as Bloomer takes a bit of a bump behind the net. It's kept in the zone by Kumnick. Kumnick back behind for Bloom again. Bloom takes it on his backhand, feeds it back to the point. Brady Dixon will wind and fire. He skips one in off the pads and cleared by the Knights. 3:36 to play, penalty over. For the Penguins, we're back to full strength as the pressure continues. Playing it in behind, chasing it down. Here's Goldberg. Goldberg looks for Dixon. Dixon keeps it at the blue line. He steps in, fires one. It skips wide. Possessed by the Knights behind their own net. Cleared around. It's cut off by Kumnick. It's all Penguins right now. Covering the point man, it's Schweitzer. He fires one. That's blocked. Comes free to Zachy. His shot blocked as well. It'll come to Schweitzer. Schweitzer behind the net. Looking, there's Zachy. They connected before. They'll connect again. I'm sorry, it's not Zachy. It's 97. Vegas Golden Nate. The Bellagio fountains are going to fire at extra time right now as Vegas Golden Nate pops it in the back of the net off the stick of Ryan Schweitzer. Mr. Assist getting another one. And with 2:59 to play in period number 1, it's 3-0 Penn. Schweitzer flying through center with the puck. He's cut off by a forward as the Knights work it back into the Penn's end. Foster gets control, goes D to Foligno. Foligno banks it off the boards looking for Lohr. It's past him all the way down, and it'll be an icing. 2:39 to play in the first. We'll have a defensive zone draw. Foster. Penn's working into the Knights zone. As the Knights defense pick it up, it's offensive zone pressure from Lohr and Baru. It's freed up at center. Back comes Amherst. They're into the Penguin zone, defended off by Foster. He's able to pressure the puck enough at the blue line to force the offside play, and with 2:02 to play, we'll have a neutral zone face-off. Face-off won by the Pens. Back to Dixon. Dixon finds Kumnik. Kumnik will possess. He reverses course. Nice play there. Works it to Vickers. Vickers with a tap pass to Goldberg, and he's free. He's loose up the wing, carrying into the offensive zone. Around one into the corner. He's got Bowen in front along with Vickers. He tries the center and skips past the Knight defender. Put in behind the net by Dixon. Vickers will chase it down in the corner. If there's a dog and there's a bone, meet Enzo Vickers. Comes to the point. Kumnik, the shot in, deflected just wide. Picking it up there, Bowen. Bowen works it behind to Goldberg. Goldberg centers it for Vickers. One shot, two shot, unable to get the third through. And it looks like the Pens are going to head to the Seven Fields Wealth Management power play. We get a penalty here on the Amherst Knights. And with 1:08 to play, they're going to put 1 minute of power play time on the clock. Let's hope they don't need all of it. In hockey, if you score, they take the time off. So we're going to put Schweitzer and his best buddy. Seriously, him and Zachi have been dynamite through the first game. They found each other a couple of times in this one. And Baru on the opposite left wing side. Amherst wins the draw. They're able to exit the zone one-on-one with Foligno. That's probably not going to work out well. It does not. It comes free to the stick of Zachi. Zachi up ice for Baru. He's tied up, but he breaks free. Cuts in, offensive zone, hounded from behind. Gets it free to the forehand side, able to fire one in. That's equal to the task as the Knights goaltender. Foster with it at the point. He'll bank it off the boards. He finds Zachi. Zachi in the corner. He'll chip it behind. He finds Baru. The ice cold. Carries it behind. Fires it in front just between the legs of Schweitzer. Back to Foligno. Foligno under pressure. And the Knights able to pop it out to center. Zachi after it. Carries it into the offensive end. He's turned back the other way. Skips past Foligno. In on net is Brichette. No one around, so he's got to play the puck. He's got to play it. There he goes. But they blow the whistle nonetheless. Power play over. We'll head back to even strength. 4.9 seconds left in the first period. Your Pens lead 3-0 as Dixon takes the puck, banks it off the boards. The horn you're going to hear. There it is. Indicates the end of period number 1. Pens lead 3-0. Did I get a replay? I'm not sure. I think I got a celebration replay. So let's watch that. Celebration replay action. Coming to you live. There it is. The celly. I believe that was celebration of the Kumnik goal. Yep. So again, good to have everybody here. Cinnamon Swirl TV. All around the globe. We got welcome to everybody in Canada. We always, every broadcast, we have somebody in Canada join us. So we appreciate our friends in the Great North. There's times we have friends in the Canary Islands. We have them in the Virgin Islands. We have them in Africa, Asia. I don't think we've ever had anybody tune in from Antarctica. That's a personal goal of mine. But every continent represented, Asia, Europe, you name it, we've had them. South America, our South American friends from the Clutter family, able to get us some viewers from down there. As the Knights will carry it into the Penguins' end. Starting, possessing the puck. There's Bloom and Bowen to break it up. Fired back out the center by Dixon. Kicked back into the Penguins' end, but it'll be an offside play. And about 34 seconds into the first, we're going to get a whistle for an offside play. The faceoff will come outside of the Penguin zone. So if you're watching right now, there's 15 of you. If you're watching right now, make sure you're subscribed to the channel. If you're not, please do. If you are, text a friend, send them the link. Tell them, hey, you got to watch this. These kids are great. They're having fun out there. You're getting to watch some really good hockey. As Baru carries it behind the Amherst net. Centers one, it's off a defenseman and kicks just wide. Get them to subscribe. There's 17 of you now. Come on, subscribe below and get a friend to do it as well. Get them to tune in. Here's Danny Foster picking it up in his own end. Rimming it around, looking for Zachi. Zachi able to take the pass. Banks it off the boards out the center. It comes free to Baru. Ice cold into the offensive zone. It's fended off to the corner where Amherst will look to counterattack, but no further than the stick of Kumnik. Kumnik picks it up, drives the right-hand side. Zachi covers the defense. Kumnik drives in, fires one off the pads. Rebound cleared by the Knights and skated out to center. Zachi gets there, banks it off the wall. Unable to get it the whole way back into the zone, and the Knights will counterattack into the Penguins' end. Pressured there. Lord knocked on his keister, but by his own teammate. Was that Dixon, maybe? It was Dixon. Puck pops free. The Knights unable to get control, and it's Baru carrying it out to center. Baru, 1-on-3 into the offensive zone. Carries it to the right. Cuts to the middle. Fires. But it's blocked out front, and he's sent crushing into the boards. Penguins possess it in the offensive zone. Unable to come off the wall. Looks like we have a body checking call coming. A body checking call. Is going to send 14 Baru to the sin bin. And the faceoff will come all the way back to the right of Sammy Brushett. A 1-minute penalty kill on the clock for the Pens. This penalty kill brought to you by MrDebtbuster.com and the likes of Dan Foster. We got Goldberg out to center. It's picked off by the Knights as they try to set up their power play. Pass Dixon. Dixon will control. He'll get it to Goldberg. Goldberg is able to work it back out to center. Into the offensive zone. 2-on-1 develops. He's got Vickers. He sends it across. Vickers' shot skips just wide. And we're going to have a hold on Amherst, holding on number 7. Can't get the name from here because I am farsighted, and despite my glasses, I can't pick it up. Go! 4-on-4 hockey for 22 seconds. We're going to have Lord Bloom with Foster and Foligno. One cleanly back to Foster. This could get exciting, folks. He works it in behind for Bloom. Bloom behind the net, stopping, turning. Still has the puck. Centers one off the netminder. It's stopped and held. And we'll get another face-off 13 seconds in. It's no longer the Mr. Debtbuster penalty kill, but we could have the Mr. Debtbuster 4-on-4 hockey as that shot from Foster sent right into the glove. It was going wide, but he'll catch and hold. And the Pens are 1 second away from a 38-second power play. Face-off, back to Foster, centered, deflects by Bloom, and it's stopped and held. What a beautiful save there by the Knights. That looked like Robin Leonard. Face off one cleanly. Pens on the power play now. I should throw up some power play logos here. The power play brought to you by our friends at Seven Fields Wealth Management. So if you have money, look these guys up. And if you got debt, look up Mr. Debtbuster. Shot sent wide by Bowen. Worked back to the point. It'll be worked out of the zone by the Knights. Foster able to somehow keep it in, and he breaks free. He's in all alone. He fires, and it skips just over the net. Power play over. Kept in by the Pens. It's Bowen. Shot. Rebound. Sent wide by Bloom. Chased down by Lohr. Dog on a bone there as the Knights come back out, and they're able to clear the puck through center. Into the offensive zone. One-on-one with Foster. It comes off the stick of Bloom out in front. Sent just in front of the net and unable to get the shot off are the Knights. Back through center comes Bloom. He's yanked down and comes free. They'll get possession, and the Pengs are going to head back to, yes, you guessed it, the Seven Fields Wealth Management power play. Face off to the left of the goaltender. Picked up by the Knights, brought back out through center. He's cut off there nicely by Kumnick. It's Zachi through center, but he's stopped. Kumnick will try again. He'll get it to Baru. Now Zachi into the offensive zone. He's got an ability to just play it down the wall through a ton of traffic and find a teammate. Baru spins it back in front. Zachi there tries to go to the backhand, and it skips just wide. 30 seconds left on the power play as Zachi winds it back to the middle, comes free to the point. Dixon sends it in front. Deflected by Baru. Second try doesn't get through. Firing it back in front is Schweitzer. Schweitzer's to Baru. Baru it on net. It's off the face. Now to Baru. Now Schweitzer. Oh, we can't finish it there. 10 seconds left. Schweitzer. And we're getting a power play again. We're getting another penalty on the Knights. 6:36 to play. Pens are going to go to a 5-on-3 power play. And we get goalie changes for both ends. Coming out, Sammy Brushett for the Penguins. And coming into net, my favorite Penguin of all time, number 1, the squish tender, Squishy Evans. I'll tell you a story about the squish here after the 5-on-3. Back to Foligno. His shot bounces in and just wide, deflected a bit in front. Bloom to the puck. Penalty, the first penalty over. Penguins with 48 seconds left of power play time. It's into the corner. Bloomer back in front. 5-on-4. He wraps around. Looking into the corner. Banks it off the wall for Foligno. Foligno sends it in deep. Amherst still on the penalty kill as Goldberg rims it out from the corner, fires one low. Bloom from behind the net tries the center. First try, second try, comes free to Goldberg, and it's finally covered in front. What a play there. Amherst gets their lineups set up. As the Penguins step to the faceoff dot, 25 seconds left on the power play. It's Baru winning it to Lohr, back to Kumnick. Kumnick to Dixon. Dixon fires it into the corner for Baru. He centers one as Lohr sends it just wide of the net. Back to the point, it's Kumnick. Kumnick steps in, fires, his shot skips wide. And Amherst able to kill off the 5-on-3 and back-to-back 5-on-4 power plays. Penguins still applying pressure as the Knights get back to full strength. Taken behind by the Knights. Banked out to the sideboards and carried on by Amherst. Amherst unable to gain the Penguin zone as it's turned right back by Lorzy. He's pressured and in come the Knights. Kicking, skate the puck, send one's in, and Squish pushes it to the wall with the stick. Lore picks it up, banks it off the wall for Zachi. Zachi out the center, it's Baru. He's free, and he's into the offensive zone on his classic breakaway. He goes zip, 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 Baru, and he stopped on this one. He just tried Donnie Dangle in that one. Backhand, forehand, backhand. Baru unable to pop it through. 19 of you now on the stream. 19 of you need to be subscribed to Cinnamon Swirl TV. Click the subscribe button below. Please do us the favor. Click that button below. I'm also going to upload here in 1 second. We're going to bring you the Penguins 2010 fundraiser. Yes, the 2010s. Not these guys, the 2010s. Great group of kids, great group of families. I may have one of those as well. The 2010s have legit one of the coolest fundraisers of all time. Take a look at it. I'm sending the link out now. Click on it. You'll see it's a swag basket, like the charity basket, autographed Tristan Jarry jersey, autographs from Chris Letang, books, speakers, like Yeti-type insulated mugs, all there for the raffle. Please click the link. Help the 2010s raise some funds for their season. Amherst exits their zone. It's a 2-on-2 through the neutral zone. 3:52 to play in the period. Amherst gains the zone, pulling up, firing one towards the net. Vickers there to block that off. Into the corner it goes. Foster battling along the wall. Works it there. It comes back to the point. Amherst tries D to D. Right there's Bowen. Bowen pulling it around one. He's got Vickers driving into the offensive zone, and the Pens will be a step offside. I got to adjust some things. Sorry, folks. Got to keep up on the scoreboard here. I get a little excited, as you can tell. It is the second period. We got 3:26 to play. Pens lead 3-0. As Schweitzer wins the face-off back to Kumnick, he fires one into the offensive zone. It goes into the corner. Right there's Lore. And it comes to Schweitzer. Schweitzer dumps it back into the corner. Baru and Lore go to work. Amherst able to kick it to the opposite side. And come out through center. Number 7 just flying through the neutral zone, firing it into the Pens end. Behind the squish tender, he'll set it up behind the net for Kumnick. He finds Baru. Baru banks it off the wall for Schweitzer. He's brought down on the play, but there comes a centering pass from Lore to Baru, and a better save by the Knight netminder. Bloom ready to take the draw. Skips back through center. It's picked up by Foster. Foster able to play it in the offensive zone, but the Pens are off sides there. Face off one forward by the Pens from the neutral zone to the stick of Vickers. Vickers turns one in on net. It skips just wide. Vickers will pick it up behind. He tries to wrap it around. That's shut off. Now it's Bloom. Bloom carries it behind the net. They got Bowen out in front. Vickers in behind. He tries for Vickers. He's pressured. He's able to find Bloom again. Bloom carries it behind the net looking for Bowen. Bowen into the corner. Carrying back in behind. Centering out front looking for Bloom in the high slot. Great play there by a Knight defender to break it up. Pens keep it in. Foster fires it deep into the Knight zone. Banked off the wall and back through center come the Knights. Foligno in after it. He's unable to get possession, but Foster will. He banks it off the boards back to Foligno. Foligno able to play it to the blue line, but no further. So Foster will pick it up behind. 1:14 to play. Able to get control and fire it up to Bowen. Bowen to Bloom. Bloom and Vickers 2-on-2 into the offensive zone. Bloom cuts to the middle. He's knocked down, and it pops free and past the stick of Vickers. Now Bowen, and it's the Knights back out to center. Carrying it past Vickers into the offensive zone, centering one, and that's cut off by Foster. Foster will carry it out of the zone, through center ice. Weaving, dipping, dodging. If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a puck. He's into the offensive zone. Firing one short side. Fought off by the Knight netminder. Penguins are battling for it, but the Knights able to get it out to center. Into the Penguin zone they come. Bloom and now Kumnik. Kumnik back to Bloom. Bloom finds Zachi through center. It's picked up by Lohr, carried into the offensive zone. On his backhand, he shuffles one in on net. That's fought off. Kumnik will keep it at the blue line. And once and twice. And the horn, I didn't know it was coming. You might have. I told you there was a minute left. I forgot there was no time left. And that'll end period number 2. We'll head to the third. It's the Penguins 3. The Knights love. Folks, we are back in action. We're back here live at Alpha Ice Complex, home of the Pittsburgh Panther ice hockey team. Penguins working into the Amherst Knights zone. It's Penguins and Amherst. Your Penguins coached by head coach, the man, the myth, the legend, Trevor Nelson. Flanking him, assistants Alex Kumnik and Brian Bloom. Don't forget, folks, there's 19 of you out there. If you're not a subscriber, subscribe. Also, if you haven't clicked on the link that we sent out at fundraiser.com for the Pens swag bag, do so now. You're going to like what you see. $10 for a ticket. $50 gets you 7. I think 25 gets you like 3. That bag worth well over $500 in Penguins merchandise. Shot coming in from Zachi. He can fire the puck. That kid's got a laser. Back to the point, Dixon. Speaking of lasers, I think he shot it through the glass. It'll be touched by a high stick, and we're going to head the whole way back to the right of the Squish tender. So Brushett starts the game. Squish came in halfway through. And we're going to head all the way back to the Penguin zone. 5-on-5 hockey here. No carryover power plays headed to the third period. Penguins lead 3-0. We got goals by Schweitzer, Kumnik, and Vegas Golden Nate. Foster just winning battles. Wins a battle, able to work it up to Goldberg. Goldberg up the right, banks it off the boards, and a nice play by the defenseman there to cut that off. Sends it back to the Pens end. It'll be Foster back to his partner, Foligno. Foligno over for Bowen. Bowen spinning with it. Maybe a little cinnamon swirl on the wall. Unable to get past the defender. And it is finally worked into the Pens end. There's Foster. Foster picks it up. Carries behind the net. Wraps it around for Goldberg. Goldberg banks it off the boards. He's got possession. Him and Bloom. Bloom, Foster, Bowen into the offensive zone. 3-on-1. Bloomer. Centering pass to... He waited maybe a second too long. And just behind the stick of Vegas Golden Nate. And the Knights able to clear. It'll be Foster getting to the puck in the pen zone. He'll fire it up looking for Goldberg. But he's unable to get possession. And the Knights will look to break out. 9:53 to play in the third. To the point it goes. Dixon skips one in off the post. Baru will pick it up. What deception there. He faked one way, went the other, centering pass. Can't find Goldberg. Puck back to Dixon at the point. Now Schweitzer firing into the zone. Keeps it in for a moment. He's able to get possession at neutral ice, and he finds Kumnick. Austin Kumnick into the offensive zone. Right side, cuts to the middle. Comes free to Dixon. Dixon will fire one off the foot. Once. He gets back to it. Fires a backhand in front. Schweitzer swipes at it. Knights able to get possession, and they've got a player down on the ice. Smith, I believe the name. He took that heavy Dixon shot off the foot. He's up to his knees. The coach there in attention to him. He's able to get off the ice. He looks to be okay. That's great news. And with 9:17 to play, the Pens are going to have an offensive zone draw here in the third period, leading 3-0. Schweitzer on the draw, able to win it back to Dixon. Dixon, what a play there to Baru to Schweitzer. He sends it backside looking for Zachi. Headsy play there for the Pens. Back to Schweitzer. Twisting, turning, coming off the wall. Cinnamon swirl to Zachi. Back to Schweitz. Schweitz firing one off the side of the net, waving at it. Baru in front, back to Dixon. He absolutely fires one off the foot of Schweitzer. Follows on with it. Doesn't quit. No quitting these boys. Comes free to Dixon. Backhand to forehand. Unable to get it through to the net. It'll be Zachi. Zachi looking for Baru. And the Knights able to clear, but not out. It's Kumnick keeping it in. He winds into the offensive zone, shoots one, and it's right into the paraphernalia of the Amherst Knight netminder. We'll get a whistle, a stop in play. And an offensive zone face-off. Face-off one all the way back to Squish. Squish will set it up for Foster. If Foster makes one pass and we score, Squish will get an assist. He gets it to Vickers. Vickers finds Goldberg. Goldberg into the offensive zone. Down to a knee. Unable to maintain possession, and back come the Knights. Through center off a stick into the offensive zone. Defended off by Foligno. He's unable to get the shot through. And there's Bloomer peeling away with it and carrying it through center. Into the offensive zone they come. Cut off there by the Knights. Swadek. And the Pens able to work it out the center. It's Blue. It's Bloom. Bloom into the offensive zone with a tail flying behind him. He's got the Penguin shell hanging, like that string of it hanging off the side. And with 7:38 to play, period number 3, the Penguins lead 3-0. Grayson Baru to center, Zachi and Lord. Dixon and Kumnick, the defenseman. Face off one cleanly, past the stick of Kumnick. who will get to the puck first. In the corner of the defensive zone. He stops. He turns back the other way. Great stop and start there by Kumnik, and he fires it up for Baru at center. He pops it past and he breaks free. Second breakaway of the game for Baru, and a glove save and a dandy by the Knights netminder. Freed up by the Pens forecheck to Zachi. Zachi sends one in front. Nothing there. It comes free. It'll be tapped in behind. I think it's Lucas Zachi. The Zachinator. With a great play. And how much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? The Penguins lead 4-0. Amherst wins the draw into the offensive zone, looking to pressure Squish, but there is the defenseman Foster to break it up. Now it's Vickers crossing over through center. Lateral crossovers. He looks like McKinnon driving through into the offensive zone, firing it, and what a play! I'm going to try to get that one on replay for you, folks. Holy heavens, what a dandy of a play. Enzo Vickers just crossover, drive, slip in around one, backhand shot. Tickle in the twine with a twisted wrister. It's Enzo Vickers. What a play there. Pens Bowen into the offensive zone. Left-hand side, the Pens now lead 5. It was just 3-0. Now it's 5-0. The Pens with a flurry of activity here. Kept in by Foster at the blue line. He looks for the recent goal scorer, Vickers. Foster will pick it up in his own end. Winding, cutting through 2. Breaks free, 3-on-2 develops. It's Foster. It's Bowen. It's Goldberg. Foster drives in, looking, firing, high short side. And that's wide of the net. Back out the center, 2-on-1 develops. Kumnik back. Looking, firing, Kumnik able to block that play. I don't think Squish has faced a shot since he came into the game a period ago, folks. This Penguins team having a great second game of the day after falling in the first one by a goal. Kumnik picks it up behind his own net. They'll battle for it, and it's Schweitzer coming away with it. Up the boards for Vickers. Vickers with a great touch play. That's a high-level play right there. Trying to touch it over to Schweitzer. Unable to get it through, and Amherst keeps it in. They try for the corner. Kumnik will send it over to Vickers. Vickers off the boards. He's free again. And he had Donnie Dangles before. Now he's got Lohr with him. Cuts to that side. Schweitzer following on. Can't get possession back to the point. It comes to Kumnik. Kumnik looking, firing. It's Vickers in front. He tries to send one through. Now it's Schweitzer, once, twice. Now Lohr, Schweitzer, Lohr, Schweitzer, Lohr, Schweitzer. Puck's loose, but we get a whistle. The official lost sight of it, and we'll get a face-off to the right of the Amherst goaltender. Puck carried into the Penguins' end by the Knights. Fended off wonderfully there by Dixon. Dixon to Schweitzer. Schweitzer finds Baru at center. Cuts to the outside. Lohr with him. Comes into the middle. He fires one, and Big Ben strikes one. As he hits the post. Back to Dixon. Dixon leans into a shot. That's blocked, and the Knights get possession and clear the zone. It'll be picked up by Baru as he dives to the ice to clear the zone. Back to Smith. Smith was injured earlier for the Knights. Happy to see him back on the ice for Amherst. Spinning with it and getting it to Lohr Schweitzer. Lohr into the offensive zone. He's got Baru with him. Drives to the middle. Cuts. Fires one. That's off a boot. Centering pass. Unable to get through to Baru. Cleared to the half boards by the Knights. That's cut off by Schweitzer. Schweitzer now Lohr. Lohr now Schweitzer. Schweitzer dangles one. Comes free. Looks. Fires. Deflected in front. Rebound to Lohr. And it does not get Face off won by the Knights, back to Foligno. Foligno turns it back to Bowen. Bowen into the offensive zone he comes. Carrying wide, Bowen sends it in front, looking for the stick of Vickers. Sent to the wall, banked in behind. Back to Foligno, kept in there by the Pens. It'll be Bowen. Bowen uses his body nicely to protect the puck. Able to work one way, now the other. He carries it behind the net, centering pass to Vickers. Vickers will fire, and that's kept out of the net. Bloom buzzing around. It's Bowen following on. Puck kicks free to Foster at the blue line. He sends it in behind. He's got Vickers there. Vickers in behind, looking, fired around for Foligno. Foligno keeps it at the blue line, sends one in. One deflects just wide by Finn Bowen. Vickers gets to it. His centering pass cut off by a Knight. Sent back to the point, no further than Foster. Foster will laser one in on net, but it skips just wide. Bowen picks it up. Bowen banking it off the wall, looking for Bloom. Bloom picks it up behind the cage. He's just buzzing like a bee around a hive. Back to Foster. Foster, great pass by Bloom. His shot blocked once. Slap shot tipped in on net. And it'll be Enzo Vickers finishing it off. What a play by Danny Foster to keep it at the blue line, fire it in, find the stick, and sweet buttery crumpets. It's Enzo Vickers. Making it 6-0. Penguins. Pens are offside at the blue line as we've got a running clock. 1 minute to play, period number 3. 1 minute to play in the third period. Neutral zone draw for Schweitzer. Able to work it into the offensive zone, pop it into the corner. He's in after it, he gets possession. Carries around behind and tries to wrap it around. One save, and his second shot sent just wide of the net as he's able to get back to his rebound. Comes out the center, cut off by Dixon. Banking it off the boards. Schweitzer waves at it. He's able to get it to Zachi. Zachi carrying in offensive zone. Defended off nicely by the Knights. Pens will battle on the wall. Battle ensues. Working for it. Around behind, it's Baru. He's able to send it around. Zachi waves at it. Now Schweitzer follows on. Once, twice. Tumnik gets to it. It's at the blue line. That whistle ends the game. The horn ends the game. The Penguins gather around the squish tender, and they've taken a 6-0 win here in Game 2 of the City of Bridges Showdown. And guess what, folks? We're going to line this up. We're going to do it again. Southtown. I'm not even 100% sure where they're from. Southtown Stars tomorrow morning, 8:50 a.m. Southtown Stars tomorrow morning, 8:50 a.m. So things you got to do. You got to subscribe. You got to click on the fundraiser link for the 2010s. Buy a couple of tickets. And then you've got to join us tomorrow morning, 8:50 a.m. The Pens Elite against the Southtown Stars as Squishy Evans and Sammy Brushett earned the first Penguin shutout of the season. Thank you for joining us, and we will be back here in the morning. See you then. Let's finish this off with my replay of the day. It's one of the Penguin goals. Let's watch it. What a move, what a finish, ladies and gentlemen. I think that was the Enzo Vickers dangle dance finish.